Hello friends, welcome back to another video of class 9th. It's on killing a tree, which is written by Givi Patel. And this on killing a tree is a poem, and in this poem, the writer wants to tell us about the the effects of rapid industrialization and the aspect of growth and development among humans, and what are its ill effects on nature and the natural aspects. Let's see with the summary. As we'll go through the summary, you'll see the surface meaning. We'll see that a simple cut does not destroy a tree. When you put a cut or you cut a branch, it does not destroy a tree, because you knew this very thing. It grows gradually. It's rooted firm into the soil in a firm manner. It stands every storm and everything. So it has a bound kind of a soil, and it gets its nutrients from there. So it has consumed a lot of sunlight, water, air to grow. Now it has just grown up and have a strong trunk with numerous leaves that is totally fully grown. So it does not have any effect if you will put a lot of cuts on it. Definitely it will, if you'll cut it down, it will reappear, and it will be again strong. So you will not be able to destroy it by just cutting it or putting a cut mark on it. So humans cut and chop the bark of the trees into many pieces, but that is not sufficient to destroy a tree. So what the point is there, that the point is that if you will just do each and everything, you will just cut down all the branches, you will cut down all the aspects of the tree, you will just pull out its bark. So maybe it will not get destroyed, maybe it will stand there for longer, and it will just recover that loss which you have caused it. So point of a tree which gets cut gives out sap. You might have seen that whenever you give a cut on a tree, it just releases a kind of a sap, a kind of a juice, which is more like humans bleed. So this wound heals gradually, and from there new branches start growing. That means it heals itself. So tree is able to heal itself, so you will not be able to destroy it just cutting the branches of the tree. So the poet says that in order to kill a tree, it has to be uprooted. You have to pull out the roots if you want to kill a tree. That means if you need anything, if you need wood, if you need any timber, you need to cut down the branches and build a kind of a timber from there, or we can say firewood from there. You need not to just cut down the whole tree to destroy it. To destroy a tree, you need to uproot the whole tree. Then only you will just get it. You have to separate it from earth, and which gives it support. You have to uproot it from there. The most sensitive and hidden part of the tree is roots, and the roots have to be detached from the soil. Then only this tree will just dry up. The color of the roots is white and are damp. They are always wet. So the writer says that if you have to just make a tree dry up, you have to just uproot it from, you have to take out those sensitive part of the trees, that means the roots, out, and put them into the sunlight, in which they will just wither. Once you uproot it, it will wither and will dry up with the actions of heat and wind definitely. And the trunk which will be there, it will become brown, twist, and will harden. Finally it will dry, the tree will dry. So the thing is that if you want any kind of because look, we usually we survive on trees, so we need to just take care of this very thing, and it's only up to the environment. If we human beings, it's not that if we'll be here on the earth only, then we can survive. No, we need trees the most. O2, that means oxygen. You need oxygen the most, and which is the possible way through trees only. So you need to take care of your environment and nature at the same time. Trees here symbolize nature, so you have to take care of that nature as well. So we'll see first the poetic devices, then we'll go for this analysis. So poetic devices, first metaphor is used. You will see leprous hide. That means that bark with skin of men have leprosy. If a person is facing suffering from leprosy, his skin is changed to a kind of which is dark. So when you will see a tree with dark, that means it is about to die, so it will have that leprous hide. So this is metaphor being used. Bleeding bark. Bleeding is a kind of an action which is associated with human, but here it is associated with the bark of the tree, so it is metaphor again. Alliteration is there because bleeding bark, b is just the b sound is repeated, so that's why it is alliteration. You will see bleeding bark has metaphor and alliteration both. So you will see white and wet. White and wet, verb sound is repeated, so we will have alliteration again. When there is repetition of consonant sound, it is alliteration. Repetition, you will see pulled out is the word which is used and is repeated, so that's why it is a repetition. Rhyming scheme of the poem is nil. There is no rhyming scheme, so it's written in free verse. When you will not have any rhyming scheme into a poem, it is free verse. So now we'll present the analysis of this very poem. The poem represents a graphic picture of the total annihilate of a tree which symbols nature. So this is the presentation of the whole, we can say, that growing up and every part of that life of a tree. And it usually, a tree here symbolizes nature. It's not only trees, but it symbolizes each and every part of nature. It's every part of this universe. So modern man, out of his indiscriminate greed and selfishness, roots out nature and is very spirit in its very spirit. So what happens right now? We have made different colonies. We have just to give comfort to ourselves. We have made big highways. But what about trees? The trees are being cut down. At least 1.3 million hectare of this forest is cleared every year. So it is very bad on our part. We need to take care of our forests. Then only there will be ecological balance in this universe. We only will be able to just survive onto this universe when there will be each and every ecological component over there. So we need to just maintain that ecological balance in it. So like a butcher, man makes several cuts on a tree and cuts it down. Still his greed is not quenched. He is determined not to allow nature a second life, so he make a cavity and roots it out. So here nature gives a kind of a chance to a human that if you want firewood, you can cut down these branches of a tree. You can cut down the leaves for your animals. But what you need to do is you need to keep the trunk and the other thing. But here humans, their greed is not satisfied. They even make a cavity and uproot all the root. Even they uproot that stem from the soil to totally destroy this very tree. The poet describes man's cruelty to nature with bitter irony and detachment. So here, ironical is that though this nature, it provides each and it's a kind of a mother to a human being. But what human being does in just response, it's cruel towards nature and it destroys nature. It's the kind of bitter this irony we have in this chapter. In this poem, the poet presents a theme of clash between two different attitudes: saving and cutting of trees. Here there's clash between two: how save tree or kill tree. That means afforestation or deforestation. You have two different these viewpoints. You have two different attitudes which have a clash, kind of a clash over here. The poem slashes out a scar in our minds as the ravages of the modern industrialization society are represented by the woodcutter. Here, woodcutter is a representation of modern society, industrialization, industrial society, who by hook or crook want profit, and they want to establish different just industries in village areas, in different areas where they just cut down all kind of a trees. So it's a kind of a thing which puts a kind of a moment, or we can say a kind of a memory in our mind, and makes us think again and again about our environment. This practice of ripening natural substances out of the ground, making them into something unnatural, and then returning the waste products to the earth in an indigestible form, all in the name of economic progress and profit. The very different attitude the poet wants us to shun before it's too late. So, now what is the real thing behind writing this poem is that just poet want us to shun this attitude that we just take up a natural thing, then we take it into the industry. In industry, it is being just changed to an unnatural thing. Over there, when it is just changed into unnatural thing, then changed into unnatural thing, it is disposed of into the nature, which is indigestible for nature, like polythene. So when it is indigestible for nature, it creates a kind of an imbalance where you will see that our water bodies are getting polluted, our land is getting becoming wasteland, a kind of barren land. So that is because we are just doing it ourselves. Raw natural things are being taken, and they are just made into some unnatural thing into the industries, and then they are disposed of in a manner that they are undigestible for the nature, mother nature, or we can say mother earth. So here we only think about our profit and progress, economic progress. We think that we are economically progressing, but we are destroying this very world, we are destroying this earth. So we need to keep view the environmental aspects as well in our mind. Then only we will be able to survive and make this earth a better place to live for future generations as well. So that was all in this very video. Hope you liked it. Thank you very much.